Well, last night had a lot of visitors. As in, I'm pretty sure it was a horse. The sound of how heavy the hoofbeats were, I'm pretty sure it was a horse last night. And squirrels and things, and yeah, the ashes I can use to block off any gaps between those base stones. Right. I was thinking about rebuilding the fire pit closer to the hammock, but I'd have to build something around it to keep the flames and the ashes away from the hammock so it's not going to melt it. But yeah, coffee time. Bloody hope I remembered coffee this time. I'm pretty sure I did, but I thought I remembered coffee last time. Ooh, close. Yep, that'll do. Ta-da. Yep, that'll do. Ta-da! What's crappy packing stuff? See, this packing stuff I can't use to grow mushrooms. It's really irritating. So that's the packing they use for sending stuff like mushrooms. I really do like these I know I keep saying it, but these USB lighters are brilliant. They really are. None of this faffing about with strikes and stuff. Charcoal. You want to bitch about me using rubbish? Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Well, that bollocks. You want to bitch about me using rubbish to start the fire? What do you think they do with the rubbish when you put it in the bin? Or you're recycling? They either bury it in the ground or they dump it in the sea. They sure as hell don't recycle it. Should split this stuff around. See, that side becomes hardened, which means it's harder for the fire to get into it. Sorry, can't be asked. If I were doing it like desperation style, I'd be doing a lot more wood prep. But it's not the end of the world yet. Getting there, but not quite yet. There's a bit of a dead spot for the wind really, where the fire is, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It means there's less chance of blowing around and setting fire to the woods. Sure, no slugs have crawled inside my stick. Yeah. I've still got the mentality of trying to keep my fingers clean from the ashes and stuff. Mainly because when I'm putting stuff away, I don't want to get it smeared with ash. It's a pain in the ass to wash this stuff. Oh, in the morning, I always take off the tarp and throw it over the side. It encourages me to get up, but you really notice that lack of insulation. No matter how cold you are inside the hammock, when you take off that little tarp, that's when you shiver. That's going to be a nice fire. And that fire's going to burn for a while because these logs are dense. So I'll keep going for a while. That one's not going on at the moment. I just want to get a nice little woof on because I'm cold. My fingers are really, really cold. Just need to blow the fire in that direction to catch this lot. Like that. Poke a little hole underneath here. Let a bit of air in. There you go. If you poke that little hole, instantly it's glowing down inside there. That should hopefully spread the fire a bit easier. Fire triangle. Flame or spark. Oxygen, fuel. See, poke a little hole, big difference.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's pretty much done, isn't it? I could do with some more in-between sized twigs, really, rather than just big stuff. That kind of size. Okay, I think the fire's going. Yeah. Not so much fun when you've got long hair. Yeah. Done. Water. But hopefully now, plenty of coffee, milk and sugar. Put more in the cup. Two litres is just enough for a bit of glug, coffee in the morning, and for what to do noodles at night. If I was doing exerting stuff, I'd want 3 litres. Yeah, that's stable enough. Yeah. Before I completely incinerate my fucking blowpipe. Nice thing about bamboo, it's very hard wearing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag away all the leaves from the fire pit area. Yesterday, took glowing bits, popped off. It didn't set fire to the place, but if it was drier, it could have. And with all these freaking leaves, plus the squirrels are using it to bury their nuts. Ow, ow, fucking kneecap. So just want to clear it a little bit. I do. I can find my phone case at some point. It's the plastic case the phone came with. I have no idea what happened to that. Coffee time. Bring it down a bit. So you want your rack on the rocks, not on the wood. There we go. Get a hole underneath it for the air to get in. That's where it's nice keeping your charcoal to one side, because you get really quick fire. Charcoal has a lower burning temperature than wood. That's why you're meant to use charcoal for, doing your woodland fires and shit like that. Also, it has a higher burning temperature. That's why they use it in like furnaces. Yep, that's already warm. In a couple of minutes, I can have my coffee. Yay! Little homemade firework things to do when we were kids. Get a bit of plastic on a stick in the fire. Yay, sparkler! Drip, 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 drip. Ah, I'm scarred for life. This is what poor people do. We don't get sparklers you buy in a shop. We used to go and make our own. Like fireworks. Used to be redhead matches, they were called. Swan Vesta, the most common ones. Used to use them to make fireworks. They're banned in prisons because you can use them to blow off locks from doors. You just wrap in a bit of foil, heat it up, and it goes bang. Like, pew! Proper little fireworks. So they banned them. But then they did also give you cancer. Remember, blow don't suck, unlike the ladies. Yeah, tall might be great if you're a nigger, not if you're a white guy. That's just nasty. What is it with TikTok? I've got no search criteria whatsoever, no interest whatsoever listed, and yet all they fucking show is fake blonde schoolgirls with nigger music. Fucking horrendous. Ever since Trump blew up TikTok's headquarters 5 years ago, that's all they show. All part of this Jewish pedo agenda. But only gets white children. Fucking nonsense. Pre-warm the cup, not cook the cup. Whoa, nice warm cup. On one side anyway. There's not a lot of point in putting a hot drink into a cold cup, it'll just go cold. If you warm your cup up first, it retains the warmth. Plus, this thing is fucking awesome. This is a double skin cup, steel cup. So it's nice, steel. It's fairly lightweight, and it's a double skin, so it retains the warmth. I love it, brilliant. Yeah, that's hot in fact as well. It's not boiling yet, but it's steaming. So, I've now got 2 tubes for my milk and coffee. Bloody smoke. Coffee. Milk and sugar. Well, coffee whitening and sugar. Keep it in a plastic bag, turn it over, twist it, and put a hair tie on. That way, less chance of it leaking out. You get something like coffee or milk powder in your clothing, you've got to throw your clothing away. It just, you can't wash it out. Cleanish stick. Without bark, it's going to come off. So what colour is that going to be when it comes out? Well, it looks more like hot chocolate. Okay. That's coming out black. Why is that coming out black? God, tastes nice though. As soon as he's coming out black. As soon as where's the fucking lens? As soon as last time I had no coffee at all, it was just milk powder and bloody sugar. I think it just needs to be stirred a bit more. I need a stick. I can't use green holly because that's poisonous. I don't want to use a stick with bark on it because that's going to be bamboo, because the bark will come off. I mean, the ashes aren't going to hurt me. Yep, next time, a bit more milk powder. Oh, it's nice having coffee in the morning. Ambience, enjoy the fire. Yeah, that's pretty much racist coffee, that is. That's black as black. Right, so next time, 1 tube coffee whitener, 1 tube half coffee, half whitener. Yeah, sugar and whitener in one, whitener and coffee in the other. See, it's better with milk powder, but milk powder gets clumpy, which is irritating. So yeah, it's done. I just want to knock it down so it can die down a bit. And that way I can have charcoal for next time. Little things you can do to burn it down. Just put some stones on top and it'll reduce the exposure to the air so it stops from burning or slows it down burning. Yeah. You could say it's a bit dark. Yeah, just a little bit. Of course, I've now got that fucking joke from the Airplane movie. Not the soft porn one that what's her name did last year. The one that came out in the 70s. We got this like 8-year-old girl budding, and the guy would sit down next to her. Want some coffee? Yes, please. How'd you like it? Like my men, black. Fucking cunt. It's that kind of pro paedophile, pro, yeah, gross. Turns out she did in real life as well, from the age of 5. There you go. So now I'm dying to fire down. Just put a few stones. I'm not doing it for aesthetics and for looks. I'm just doing it for. Oh, more stones on there. I'm trying not to demolish the wall. All I've done so far with the wall, I've taken out a few stones that were dangerous to me underneath the hammock, but all the rest I haven't dismantled it. This is actually built on top of the wall, not digging down into it. If you look at the sides, you can see that's the top of the wall there. So my fire pit is built on top of it. And there's loads of stones on the ground. Some of them are embedded, which is a pain in the ass. Also a nice little trick doing this, if it's really windy and you want the fire, but you don't want it going straight up and blown away. Don't want getting dirty hands. Ow, sorry, packed up. Not awesome, doing it. See where it's pulsing out? That's gas coming out. Because there's no flame, just gas, it's turning the wood into charcoal. It's baking it, basically. To make charcoal, you get wood and you bake it. So you've got the forcing it out to the side like that. It's not smoke, it's gas. It's a bit of smoke, but it's mainly gas. So that way it's turning that wood into charcoal. You saw how fast that caught. Any of that milk powder actually seep to the bottom. It's really, really dark. Look, just really shit milk powder. Right, stay on there, let's go there. Now I've got a full, it's 800ml to there. So filling it all the way up, that's basically a litre of coffee, which is a damn sight more than I normally drink. Nom, 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 nom. And that bundle of kindling can go down the hole. There's a hole just behind the wall where I keep stuff like this and the blowpipe. Basically, when you can tell when I got another batch of spirits on the go, because I got a load of sugar bags. So that can go down there and fry in a bit. Right. I mean, it's not that late actually, is it? I don't think. The first drinkies of the day. I'm almost just going to crash out, but fuck it, I may as well start packing up. Big week. I've got a medical assessment down in Exeter. I'm still not decided yet if I'm going to bother getting a taxi or just say fuck it and try and... Public transport's a pain, because they've got to go on buses, trains and taxis. But being in a taxi, I hate taxi drivers. I'm a biker. My number one enemy is taxi drivers, because they're cunts. You know, the number of times they've... Anyway. So I've got that on Wednesday, and then I've got a hospital appointment on Thursday. My leg. It's constant fucking pain. And if I sit still for more than 2 or 3 minutes, it actually fuses the metalwork to my kneecap. So yeah. Well, that's dying down quite nicely. You can actually see where the wood is staying the same size, but it's getting blacker and blacker and blacker. I don't know if you can see it with the camera. You can see where it's getting blacker and blacker and blacker. The white's disappearing. It's been engulfed with Indians. I mean, that's where it's turning to charcoal, so it's smouldering away. Enjoy the view. Oh, yeah, ideally, when you're packing up, one of the first things you should do really is get your sleeping bags out, hang them up on your line. It's just to give them some fresh air. I know that plastic stuff is lightweight, but you can't put it next to your fire to keep warm. Unless it's made from this kind of stuff, which is fireproof. Yep, definitely need more bloody white now. See, I don't mind black coffee if I want to have it black. I don't like black coffee if I'm expecting white. It's a bit like when you buy a pack of condoms and then you open it up and they're black. What the fuck? Things you can do if you want to have your charcoal and not burn away. If you've got some sand or grit or just dirt, you can take it, put it in a little hole and bury it, pack it down, and that way you stop the air getting to it and it'll just smoulder away and you'll have charcoal for next time. If you just pour water on it, that's fine, but it's going to be wet. So you'd have to wait. And I can pour water on that, and by next week it'll be dry. If I wanted to use it tomorrow or later on today, I take that out or I leave it in there and I just keep banging it down and bury it to stop the air. If you stop the air getting to it, it will temper down and die. if you get bird shit on your canvas, scrape it off. Bird shit is acid and it will melt your tarp. Just half of the leaves, clean it off. Right, that is smoke, not steam. Which means it's going to have some water. Basically, I want to keep that wood for next time. If you put the water in the bottom, the heat would draw up and I'll put the fire rats underneath. Those rocks are bubbling. I like that. Could have fried eggs on them. If I'd had any eggs. Ooh, eggs. Shit. I do have some old cooking stuff at home. So there's still enough heat there to keep that warm. So what I might do is bring up another frying pan and just leave it up here. I mean, I don't need oil. I can just use a bit of tree sap or something as oil and do a couple of eggs for breakfast. Or I could always molest some of those chickens on the way. There's some chickens down the hill. Just grab it and keep shaking it till one comes out. Hope it's a chicken, not a cockerel. Cockerels tend to enjoy it more. Oh, I always try and do this at least 20 minutes, half an hour before I leave. So that way it's got half an hour to make sure there's no more smoke coming out. Plus, I always put rocks on top. This setup, I put stones on top, just in case it does flare back to life and the wind picks up and there's a dry spell and all the usual bollocks. So that way it's not going to escape. And somewhere in there are my fucking chestnuts I forgot about. Oh, that's cute. That is the cleared patch on the ground. It's literally just scraped off all the leaves. So it's compressed ground underneath there now. So if I do get any glow numbers go down there, I'll be able to see them. Last time I had to dig through the leaves to find the bloody things. Yeah, I think for this session I can't do the whole lot in one video because I've only got a little computer that I got second hand because my last one died, and it crashes 3 times a day just doing normal shit. So for the amount of RAM required to render a video more than an hour long, the computer's just going to keep crashing. So I do it in extremely low res, which is kind of pointless. But yeah, it's always a sign of depression when I take the hammock down, because that means I've got to go back to civilized fucking Asian. But yeah, before you pack up, hang your quilted stuff up, your sleeping bags, any clothing you're not wearing, underquilt. It's just a good bit of fresh air. Classic FM, if only you played music that wasn't by Jewish people. It's the same shit every time. Literally, all they ever play is the same music, because there's only so many Jewish people on the fucking planet. I'm reconsidering my estimation about it being sheep or horse last night. It could have been a horse because it sounded really heavy. But there's a deer trail 3 meters, 4 meters from here. And it goes right across my trench. And it's just down there. And horses won't go underneath low-hanging holly. It hurts them. They're delicate little bastards. Especially when it comes to like the Irish robbing them to sell at the horse fairs in Ireland. But it could have been deer. You get deer in this woods. So the deer, you don't get herds of deer here. You get single. Unless you get the horn, in which case you go and fucking shag stuff. But the rest of the time, they're only on their own. They're just walking around. You don't see them very often. Like cunt Irish hunting them. If there was like herds of this stuff and like loads of them, that's different. But there's not that many left. I haven't seen any in a year. Because they keep killing them. Right. Fuck it. Pack up time. Finish off my coffee.